Well, some see the CDC as flip-flopping. What this really shows us is the virus is in charge, and we must respond to what the virus is doing. When things change, the approach has to change. Joining me on the morning show, Dr. Jeffrey Goldhagen, a professor at the UF College of Medicine and former director of the Duval County Health Department. Good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
So while there indeed is some spread among those who are fully vaccinated, is the hope these new recommendations may also be successful in getting unvaccinated Americans to wear masks in public?
Well, that's the hope. What we do know is that masks work, that masks in particular in schools prevent the spread of COVID. Parents would not let their children swim in a toxic swamp if they allow their children to go into environments in which there are people who are unmasked, including schools, including supermarkets, wherever. They are, in fact, allowing their children to swim in a toxic swamp of COVID. So we need to absolutely implement the mask requirements, and we know that masks work.
Let's take this issue of masks in schools one step further. The American Academy of Pediatrics says it is crucial to protecting our children. As you just said, you're a pediatrician. A lot of parents I know want a mandate. The governor is against mandates. Said it again in an unannounced meeting Monday to supporters. Should Duval, St. John's, and other area counties have our kids wear masks in schools to protect our children? Make it a mandate.
Absolutely. It needs to be a mandate. Parents need to tell the governor to stop playing politics with their children's lives, to stop using their children as political pawns. Mayor Curry has shown great courage and leadership in the past with his mandates for masks in the past. We need to appeal to Mayor Curry, to again mandate masks in the schools and also mandate masks in all indoor environments. Families should not be taking their children into any environment in which there are people who are unmasked, irrespective of their vaccine status.
Then there's this. We are perhaps the biggest country in the world with the power to bring an end to this pandemic. We know how to write the ending to this movie. The number one recommendation still has to be get vaccinated. The biggest obstacle is changing the minds of almost half the nation that won't. How do we do that with what is happening now and so much pushback?
Well, it's pretty clear that the most powerful message to those who are unvaccinated come from family and friends. So we have lots of PSAs and lots of efforts to address vaccine resistance. Those are great. But what we do need to do is appeal to families and friends to work with their families and their friends to get vaccinated. The deaths of individuals, adults, the deaths of children, the illnesses in children can be traced specifically to those who are unvaccinated. There is no more science fiction. This is our reality. And what we need to understand is that there will probably be another variant. And that variant there's a high probability that variant may affect children, may make children sick, may kill children the same way that adults were killed in the initial part of this pandemic before vaccine. There's no science fiction anymore. We're living that reality. Everyone needs to be vaccinated immediately.
Listen to your doctors, not the politicians, not even the media. Good advice?
Listen to your doctors, listen to your family, listen to your friends, look at your children, protect the children.
Dr. Goldhagen, thank you for your time. Appreciate you. Melanie.
Thank you.